nations will have to live together and help each other, strengthen a prosperous and peaceful community. However, the question is that how do people in 10 different countries live harmoniously together? After thinking about Thailand's core values, I think education, public consciousness, and honesty are three of the most important core values that will allow the Asean community to succeed. Since one of the purposes of Asean is to accelerate economic growth, I think that the most important core values is both easy to meet and persistent in studies. The reason we've chosen this core is because education is the first tool that people must have. In my country, the government has realized the importance of this core, so they enforce the law by having everybody study at least 9 years, or from grade 1 to grade 9, and they call this system the compulsory education. The government also encourages people to further their study until grade 12, which they call the basic education. Once people are well educated, they will have the potential and the knowledge to help build up their own economy. And of course, the economy of the neighboring countries, without knowledge, no development will occur. The second core I've chosen is 12. Put first the common good for a peaceful and harmonious social community. People must remember that being educated may not be enough to develop the Asean community, especially if people will merely exploit their knowledge for a single nation. So, to progress socially, people must be aware that whatever they do, they have to do it for the whole community, not only for themselves. For example, when people want to promote the tourism in Southeast Asia, either on TV or any kinds of media, they should do it not only for a single country, but to help promote all countries in this region. So, when the tourists come to visit, they can also go to the neighboring countries. Asean will surely be one prosperous community if people think as one unit instead of 10 separate nations. This can certainly lead the community to live happily together. Once the awareness of the core value 12 is raised, the last core value to reach the Asean citizenship is to be honest, self-sacrificing, and resilient. This is because to become an Asean community, it means that different people have to live together, and this can cause diversity within the community. This core is necessary to have them learn to trust one another, value each other, and be willing to sacrifice as well as fight for the entire community. An example for this core value can be seen through my honesty. I will be sincere to everyone, and I will not lie to anybody, so they can trust me that whatever I do it not only for myself, but for the other people and my own community, like my family and my school. The cultural development in Asean will be multi-percently once people are responsive to this core value. This is not to say that only these 3 core values are the most important ones. Every single core value is indeed significant. However, these 3 core values are vital for successfully achieving Asean citizenship.
Like it has been stated, to accelerate the economic growth, social progress, cultural development, and most of all, to successfully become an Asean citizen, there are another 3 national core values that I can apply in my daily life, which are sufficiency, morality, and cultural preservation. Through the creation of Asean, the 10 member countries are able to unite as one in order to help one another and create a strong economic bond. Once the ASEAN community becomes economically successful and people gain financial potentiality, the first core value that all people, including myself, have to keep in mind is 10. Live with sufficiency and be able to sustain oneself. This is because people must realize that having financial power doesn't mean that they will always be affluent. If the economy ever collapsed, people with extravagant behaviors could lose everything. However, if people learn to be self-sufficient, regardless of the crisis, they will not lose everything. For example, I always try to save as much money as I can and have been trying to spend my money wisely. If everyone acts like me, I believe that the prosperity in the ASEAN community will remain forever. The second core value that can drive the ASEAN community to great success is 6. Sustain moral standards and religion. Being prosperous does not mean that people can live harmoniously. If people have money, but they lack a moral compass to guide them to live peacefully together, then ASEAN will fall apart. So, they have to be able to prevent themselves from hurting each other by holding on the moral standards that can restrict any possible misbehavior. In my religion, Buddhism, for example, I have been practicing the 5 precepts in order to keep myself from committing bad actions. I try my best to not cause other people any trouble, which allows the people around me to live together happily. If all people are aware of this and follow my example, not only can the community grow prosperously, but can also live harmoniously together. Once the 10 countries are prosperous and ethical, the last core value that will enable ASEAN to sustainably progress is 5. Uphold national culture. Citizens in each country should never forget who they are and where they come from. They have to always appreciate and love their own nation and, of course, their culture, most importantly. When they love their countries, they will do whatever they can to protect their own nations. This is when they will also help to protect the ASEAN community too, since their country is an integral part of my community. I, as one of the ASEAN members, feel so proud of my country and my culture. I always smile and smile to people in order to demonstrate my nation's culture. When anyone insults my home country, I would hope to help them understand my culture and clarify any misconceptions they may have. This will help the ASEAN community as well, since Thailand is a fundamental component of this community. Through our country's mutual understanding of our different cultures, we can further appreciate each other and unite as one. With these 6 core values, we believe that the people of ASEAN can live together in harmony. If our fellow ASEAN citizens can integrate this Thai value into their routines, we believe that ASEAN will become a perfect community.